Hey, welcome back to Cut It Out, episode 7. And today we're going to talk about making stickers. Stickers are a lot of fun. There's so many things you can do with stickers. You can, hand them out at events. You can decorate products with them. You can do fundraising with them. There's just all sorts of uses for stickers. And they're really easy to make. And there's lots of different materials that you can cut stickers on. Everything from window film to just positionable peel and stick to permanent adhesives. I'll have a list of stuff at the end of this video that you can take a screenshot of, all the different types of adhesive stuff that's out there to print on an aqueous printer, which I'm assuming that most everybody has that's using image print. And so I'm going to go kind of from start to finish. I'm going to assume that you're going to be using image print to do your actual contour cut vector and not some sort of outside program. And in case that you don't have something and you need to do a remove a subject from a background, for example, I'm also going to introduce you to an outside company that'll do that for you for a fee. And it's really inexpensive. So without further ado, let's roll some video and I'll talk through it, and we'll see how we cut these stickers out. All right, I'm in image print here, and I'm going to take a file and I'm going to drop it on image print, and we can see our subject. And we need to put a contour around him. So I'm going to right mouse click and I'm going to go to contouring. And then up at the contour type, I'm going to choose contour. This will trigger the algorithm to try to draw a contour. Now I've purposely chose this image because it's a really tough image. There's white on white. This is about as tough as you'll get. I'm going to lower the threshold. I'm going to just try everything I can to get the algorithm to make a clean contour around the subject matter. And it's just not going to work really great. We're going to have to use some other tools. And that's the whole purpose of this, is to introduce all the different ways that you can do this. So, we brought the contour up and down. That didn't work. We've still got a lot going on there. So what we're going to need to do here is actually draw some lines to force the contours to connect. And we call this welding. And it's really easy to do. I go to my contour correction tools. I choose my pen. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm just going to draw some lines. I chose black. We're going to draw a black line, and we're just going to connect the pieces together. And what this is going to do is give the algorithm something to work on. And anywhere where I see where the contours sort of drew an interior contour where it should have been just an exterior, I know that there were pieces not connected. So I'm just going to connect them with lines. And I'm kind of sloppy here. I'm using my trackpad. If I make a mistake, I can just choose white and erase that and redraw the line. You can be as, detailed as you want or sloppy as you want. The algorithm doesn't really care. It's just a matter of what you're going to do with this and how accurate you need to be. So I'm going to finish that line, and then I'm going to change my offset. I'm going to bring it out a little bit and kind of see what happens here. Also going to turn on exclude interiors, and that's going to force those interiors, if I am connected, to go away. I'm going to up my threshold a little bit, and boom, there we go. We have an exterior contour. So that's good. So we've connected all the dots, and now all we need to do is kind of see if we're happy with the actual detail that we have in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the notch a little bit, and the notch is going to sort of smooth out some peaks and valleys, like the algorithm going in between, the different areas of the fur. I can smooth that out by raising the notch. I don't want to raise it too high because it could also take it out of some fine details. So if I want to smooth some more, I'm just going to draw another line. And again, that's going to force the contour to follow that new line that I drew. And if I need to modify the line, I can go back and erase part of it, redraw it again, and you'll probably see me do that here a couple times till we get it exactly the way I want it to. Now, if we don't mind having some white around our sticker, one of the way to get away from all the little peaks and valleys in the detail in an item like this would be to just set an offset, which is going to force those peaks and valleys to kind of be welded together. But then you're going to have some white area around the contour and the subject. I don't want any of that here, so I'm actually going to kind of play with my contour and get it exactly the way I want it. And then what I'm going to do is actually set a negative offset, which is going to force the contour to go into the subject matter a little bit and make sure I don't have any background showing behind my contour. So I'm going to start to bring my contour down here, and I think what I'm ultimately going to do is set like a negative 0.006, which just brings it in slightly from the background. And you can see me doing that right now. All right. So now I'm happy with my contour. I'm going to zoom back out. And the one thing we still need to set is the contour cut control for our actual contour. And the reason we're going to set that here is that's going to give me the opportunity to do a two cut, both the contour and the boundaries. So I'm going to set my hanger size to kiss cut and my force to 12. And what I'm going to do here is pause the video, because what I want you to see is the hanger spacing doesn't matter right here. You see, I'm doing a kiss cut, so the knife isn't going to lift. So we don't care the space between those segments, which is what you do in a perf cut. So all I'm worried about is setting it the hanger size to kiss cut, and that means the knife won't lift, and setting my force. Now, if I've set the knife on the cutter to cut through the backing of the media, then my force for a kiss cut is typically going to be about half of that force. So I've set my force on my cutter to 25 to cut through the backing, and my kiss cut force now is going to be 12 for this contour. I've used this media before, so I'm comfortable with that setting. I know what it's going to produce. But as a general rule, right around half. You might be, one notch over half, one notch under. You'll kind of get that feel as you use the media. It's usually not that picky where it has to be perfect. Let's go ahead and continue rolling this, and we'll apply it. And the contour now will show up on our main item in our layout window. And now all we have to do is size it and step and repeat it to get the number of stickers that we want. So I'm going to come in here now, and I'm going to size, move this up to the top. And over in our dashboard, what I'm going to do is go to my image properties. That's where my step and repeat is. And I'll type in how many of these I want. We'll step across, try 12. I think add one more. 13 should do it. And we'll repeat it 3 times down the page. All right, so now we have the number of stickers we want. And if we just want a sheet of stickers that we're going to peel off, we could send it to print right now and we'd have a sheet. But if we want individual stickers that we were going to hand out, we'll turn on both, cut both boundaries and contours, and you can see this is going to bring in the cut lines around the boundary of each sticker. And so when it's done cutting, we'll be able to peel those apart and we'll have individual stickers. Now, inadvertently, I think my mouse selected no sorting. That's no big deal. You'll see when we start cutting, it's just going to force it to cut in sort of a reverse order. But typically, you'll leave no sorting unchecked. That does not need to be checked to do this. So let's go ahead and send it over to the spooler. And that'll get queued up and printed. And while that's printing, I'm going to bring in another version that has a cut path already on it. And so if you have a design application or an editing application like Photoshop, you can cut items out of the background, create a path, and name it with our special syntax. Image Print will automatically see that cut path, and you'll be able to go right into just sizing and step and repeat and print. And if you do have something really complex that you need cut out of a background and you don't have a way to do that yourself, I'm going to show you here that there's a service that'll do that for you. And what we've done is we've arranged an agreement with a company called ReTouchUp, and we'll bring that up in our browser here shortly and show you what they can do for you. And a really great service. There's no minimums. It's free to sign up, and you just pay them for what you use. And I think they do a 24-hour turnaround time. This is it. I'll leave a link to our page on their website down in the description. But you can see here that they'll take a subject matter and they'll cut it out of the background for you. They'll give you the plain file back that you can then contour, or they'll actually put our cut path on it for you. And it ranges from about $150 to $250 an item. And again, there's no contracts or minimums, free to sign up, 24-hour turnaround time, and they do a great job. Really great work. So I wouldn't hesitate to use them at all. In fact, they are the ones who cut this item out for me and returned it for me so that I could use it in this video. All right, so let's go ahead and cut our stickers. So I'm going to find that job file, send it over to the cutter, and we'll fire up the cutter here, read the registration marks, and start cutting these stickers out. Now I left my contours really detailed, so it will take a kind of a little bit to cut out the whole sticker. There's a lot of kind of intricate, cutting in and out of the fur around the dog here. And we're not going to watch all of these cut out, but I'll show you a couple, and then we'll kind of zoom to the end here. But you can see the knife's not lifting up. It's doing a kiss cut, which is just a perfect perforation around the subject matter. All right, got one more to do. We'll get to the end here, and then you'll see it do the boundary cuts, which is going to cut out each individual sticker. I think from start to finish, this whole job took me maybe 15 minutes. So it's a really fast process, and something we do often. I mean, everybody likes stickers. They make great gifts too, and really fun for everything. Every event we go to, we print stickers with certain messaging on them to hand out to people at shows, and everybody's always grabbing them. All right, so here's my stickers, individually cut out, ready for use. And I'm going to go ahead and pause the video again here. And in the beginning of the video, I talked about all the different types of adhesive medias that are available. These are ones specifically for aqueous printers. Those are sort of the most popular, of course, in our customer base. And everything from window film to even adhesive photo paper, repositionable peel and stick, polygloss, water resistant polypro, you name it. There's just about something for every application. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this, and it's a great reference to refer to, and you can get most of these at any of your paper suppliers, but it'll help you understand what each one of them is and what their purpose is for. And with that, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for joining us for this episode. Again, I'll put some links in the description. And please, if you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment and I'll get back to you.